Welcome back everybody to Lackluster Gaming, the show for those who love to game, but know they're mediocre at best. The Executioner has been out for just over a week and it has created an entirely new meta. So throughout this week, we're going to take a look at a couple of the decks that made it to the top before this last season's reset. So let's get right into it. So before we get into the decks analytics, I want to give a shout out to Mike the Moose. You're an amazing moderator. Jamba, you might be leaving us, but hey, you've been an awesome leader to LackLuster YT4. Thank you for being a part of the community. Mad Gamers, same to you, man. You've been here forever, so thank you. And Mead Gaming, I owe you big time, and you know why. So here we go into the deck. We've got the Log, the Lightning, the Zap, the Ice Spirit, the Giant, the Executioner, the Mini Pekka, and the minions, the 3 elixir minions. So first off, if you don't have the Log, that's okay. You can sub it out, and my recommendation would actually be the Ice Golem. I know it doesn't do much damage, but the Ice Golem is a worthy card. It is one of my favorite cards in the entire game. Use that if you don't have the Log. And now, check this out. The Lightning spell is coming back to the meta. I am extremely excited about this. I don't know why, but I love the Lightning spell. It's 6 elixir. It's hard to use sometimes, but back in November, after the King's Cup, when Colton and Yao Yao both dominated the entire tournament using a Golem Lightning deck, I fell in love. So I'm glad to see it making a comeback. We've got the Zap as well, which is awesome for its stun, and the rise of Zap bait, even though we've got the Executioner. Now, speaking of the Executioner, he is also in this deck. It's great for control purposes. It's a very controlling card. It takes out massive hordes of cheap troops very easily, and it does wonders when you place him behind the Giant. The Ice Spirit is a great technical card. The Giant is your major win condition. The Mini Pekka, how did it come back? I don't understand. I haven't seen the Mini Pekka in a meta deck in forever, but it is back because of that nerf to the Elite Barbarians. It is now a worthy and viable option to take out the Elite Barbarians. And of course the minions, because you need just a little bit more air defense because of all the Golem decks, but don't worry about it. The Executioner takes care of them pretty well. So here we go, into the match. As you can see, I've got an Executioner. I've placed down a Giant in front of him. We're gonna Lightning, take out all of his defensive troops, and now he's placing down the Barbarians. I placed down my minions and the Ice Spirit, and look how easily they're able to take out almost all of those Barbarians, and our Giant gets to the tower and does some massive damage. The Log almost taking it out, so we're gonna have to reset, and this guy's gonna push on the opposite side now with his Royal Giant. So we're gonna zap those guards, make sure that they get blown out real quick, and then we're gonna place these minions, but they get taken out really quickly too. But we're just cycling to get to that Mini Pekka so that we can take out that Royal Giant extremely quickly. So the Executioner has now made it up. He's gonna take out those Barbarians, no problem. And I zap because we are now in overtime, but I'm left with 1 hit point, and I have to resort to using a 6 elixir Lightning spell just to take it out. That was absolutely insane. I'm kind of bummed that they nerfed the Zap. What do you guys think? So here we go, round number 2, and this time we're going up against a very similar deck. It's another Giant beatdown deck. This guy's using the Musketeer Minions Princess, Mini Pekka, the 5 elixir Barbarians, the Fireball, and the Zap. So this guy's afraid of the Elite Barbarians because he is running 2 hard counters, 3 technically if you count the Princess. If you play it behind your arena tower, her splash damage is great, but this guy must be afraid of the Elite Barbarians. If he really was, maybe he'd actually have the Executioner, but it's possible he does not have the Executioner yet or have a leveled up Executioner. So here we go. He's using Mini Pekka to kill off my Giant. I'm using a Mini Pekka to kill off his Giant. He fireballs to take out my minions, but my Executioner is going to take out his Mini Pekka, and it's not going to do much damage, especially because he distracts with that Musketeer. So we're going to go ahead and wait and then Ice Spirit to make sure that that Musketeer doesn't do any damage, and that makes for a positive elixir trade for us. So now, we've got a Giant in the back. He places his Princess. I use the Log. Now I know he's got the Princess, so I'm gonna hold my Log. and make sure that anytime he plants that princess, I get that 1 elixir positive trade. Now, as soon as my giant gets to the bridge, we're going to place down the executioner immediately behind him. That'll help us take out those 5 elixir barbarians, as well as do some damage to this guy's giant. Now, I had to place the minions down also to protect my executioner because he was taking some heat. I'm gonna zap and put down my Mini Pekka to distract and take out the rest of those barbarians, and we come off a little bit positive. We're not doing too great, but we're not doing too bad either. Nobody's really in the lead at the moment. We both have a lot of health on each one of our towers. So we're now into double elixir. Here we are again. The log luckily not only gets the princess but does some damage to the musketeer as well. We're going to place a giant in front of the executioner and let them walk towards, and we're going to place these minions up top because he doesn't have a lot of air defense other than his fireball, and my giant gets to the tower, does some pretty decent damage, and he distracts my minions with his giant. So we're going to use our executioner right in front of the tower because he's lined up perfectly to take out all of those incoming troops, and our Mini Pekka is able to take down that tank. So now we've got a Mini Pekka, executioner, and giant coming in, and we're gonna lightning to take out all of his defenses. Once again, first use of the lightning in this match, and it was totally unexpected to him, and it is gonna win the match for us because there is nothing he can do. All his elixir got wiped out by that lightning spell. Absolutely amazing. That's why I love the lightning spell so much. You guys have to give this a shot. Give it a try. So now, into the third match. Man, I'm just so excited for this deck. Not only does this match work good on the ladder, but it works really well in the challenge modes as well. So we're gonna log this hog. We're gonna place down this ice spirit to stop it, and the executioner because of the stun mechanic that it has towards the hog. And now we've got our Mini Pekka in our hands. So the next time he plays that hog, we're going to make sure that we keep that Mini Pekka so that we can take it out really quickly. Now, he's played his Inferno Tower. I think he probably had a bad hand, didn't really have much to play, so we're going to wait. We wait until it's about halfway done, place the giant, zap out that goblin barrel. They're going to take out the rest of that, and now we're just kind of hoping that that Inferno Tower gets down enough, and we're going to place our minions to distract it so that our giant does not get destroyed by it. And here comes the Hog Rider, Mini Pekka, just as I said before, and then he places an Inferno Tower again. The giant's able to do some damage, so now we know that when we place down our giant, we are gonna have to use that lightning spell to take it out completely. So we're gonna have to build up a big push and conserve elixir at the same time, but instead I'm gonna go with a giant executioner push because the Inferno Tower was placed down so late. It is not in his hand, so I know that the giant is gonna get to the tower. The log takes out almost all of that goblin barrel and that dart goblin, and now we've got a giant and an executioner all the way to the tower, and it's gonna rip it up. Dude, that was insane. Really well calculated. So there we go. Board's reset. We've got our Mini Pekka in our hands, so this Hog Rider's not going to do too much damage. We're going to use minions as well to make sure it doesn't get many more than one hit. And then we're going to push forward. He places the Ice Golem down to take out my minions, and our Mini Pekka is going to take out that Dart Goblin, zap out that Goblin Barrel. We are now in double elixir, so I'm going to start defending on my side because it's a very difficult deck against Hog Riders. We're going to place down the Executioner and Log to make sure that that Hog Rider doesn't get anywhere, and at this point, we're trying for the 3 crown, but it might not work. But at any rate, we're gonna try. So we'll zap out that Goblin Barrel once again, and he's getting that tower down pretty close, and incoming, we've got a pretty big push, so we might actually lose this tower, and I might have to go for that 3 crown, or at least a 2 crown to ensure the victory. So now he's placed down his Inferno Tower. I'm gonna zap it out to make sure that the giant doesn't get destroyed. I'm gonna place down these minions as well. I've got a Mini Pekka and an Executioner on scene, so the control aspect right now is pretty good. And now we've got an Executioner, Mini Pekka, and Ice Spirit in our hand. What do we play? We're gonna wait, use this Executioner and Mini Pekka, as well as Log, which is perfect, and he's unable to get any damage off on that push. Now with the Executioner and Giant coming in, I'm gonna place down this Giant right on the opposite side to make sure I can try to get it to the tower. And now we've got the Giant tanking for those minions. The Fireball misses it, but does take out the Executioner. But now my Giant is doing some major damage, and that Mini Pekka is gonna make it. Ice Golem was placed down too late. Mini Pekka gets 2 swings off on that tower, putting us within lightning range. And that's the first time we use lightning in that round, but hey, it's all good. It's like the rocket in a sense, but with a bigger area. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you. And stick around. Tomorrow we'll have a new video for you guys with another meta deck. And on Wednesday, 2K tournaments.